and started from the small grind, turned it up major. I remember all the hard times, that's what made me greater. Done departed from the haters, got no time, see you later. Always finish what I started, that's what I call major. No, I'm major.
And we're here, episode 10. Let's save together.
Let's save together, episode 10.
Got some new sounds.
Oh shit! I hear it. Sounds like a car exploding. What is that?
Sound like the price of MSTY exploding all the way up and recovering.
Oh my god! All right. Start off with Yo Max. MSTY has fully recovered from that distribution like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, was that
full recovery.
Yeah, crazy. It was at like 24. And honestly, it even went down a little bit lower. And then someone in the Discord, Big T, he just like commented in there like, hey guys, just want to let you know, like, you kind of changed my life. Now, he didn't say kind of, he said, you guys changed my life. Similar story to AP. I was holding a bunch of Bitcoin and I didn't really know like what to do. My bills were adding up. Didn't know if I had to take out of there. And then he literally sold out, bought MSTY on like, not all the way on that low, but bought it on the low.
Yeah, bought it on the dip.
And he bought MVDY. Probably put like $200,000 in there.
Well, I calculated everything. Dropped around $250,000 on that. He definitely dropped a bag on it. Shout out to Big T getting that $25,000, $20,000, $26,000, $27,000 a month dividend payment. Like, I'm sure that's gonna cover a couple mortgages and a couple nice cars for him.
Literally. And he said, like, you know, honestly, just watching your guys' videos and, of course, doing my own research.
Of course.
Like, that's, like, kind of how, like, he was able to come to that decision. So we're glad, like, that's just another person we can say that, you know, we helped lead them in the direction of yield max.
I mean, no, like, he literally had the same story as AP. Like, he was sitting on Bitcoins. He's probably had this Bitcoins for God knows how many years, right? And he's sitting on there. And it's like the Bitcoins are valuable now, right? Crypto is valuable.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's just sitting on them, but they're not producing any income. So it's like sometimes when you have all your money in one place, in one pot, like, you feel good when it goes up, but you feel even worse when it goes down. So it's like you want to get some diversification in there. And, you know, from him watching all our content of us putting it out, and then plus him, of course, doing number 9, doing his own research, he determined the decision. And shout outs to Big T from New Orleans. Definitely a good job there.
Literally, man.
Look forward to meeting you hopefully sometime this year. If not next, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, speaking about Bitcoin, did you see the Bitcoin convention that was being hosted in Nashville, Tennessee?
I did see that Trump was there, but I only seen little clips. I'm sure you watched it. I'm sure you got something to say.
Well, I mean,
apparently
there's going to be a national stockpile of Bitcoin. I mean, from everyone from Robert F. Kennedy, even though he gets like 1% of the votes of the U.S. vote. I mean, he's not going to be president, but, you know, just his ideas were cool. But, I mean, most importantly, Trump spoke, and he said it straight up. He's like, hey, if anyone's going to be like the king of cryptos, let it be the U.S. Because if not, China's going to be all over this thing. So, yeah, I think crypto has a very long runway if the U.S. government creates a stockpile in Bitcoin.
That's what he said, essentially.
Yes. Yeah. No, like, yeah, that's what every big-time person is saying. Like, hey, there's going to be a U.S. government stockpile on crypto. So I'm telling you here right now, Bitcoin is going over 100,000. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Nobody may be able to say when.
Yeah, I mean, it could be by the end of the year. But I definitely say by the end of next summer. That's for sure. Bitcoin's out of here. Bitcoin's out to over 100,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts pushing 2. Bitcoin's gone.
Yeah,
Bitcoin's a goner. Like if you can get in the 60s now, that's probably what it's gonna be. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum, same thing. It's out of here. Like the ETFs started trading. You know, people are jumping in there nonstop. Yeah. I mean, crypto. I mean, like when I was buying crypto, but I was just telling you, I was buying crypto 8-9 years ago. 9-10 years ago, we were.
Yeah,
you know what? On the Silk Road,
literally.
On the Silk Road.
I remember like $5, dog. Not even cheaper than that.
I mean, I literally remember like Ethereum, one Ethereum coin getting me like an eighth.
Shit's crazy, dog.
I
mean, hey,
I just want to be transparent here. I don't want to be like
now an eighth. You know, depending on where you're at, somewhere between $25 and $40. Which $25 is also the price of the Discord now.
But I mean, now that's like what? That's like a hundredth of an Ethereum token.
Nah, literally.
I mean, it's crazy. Crypto's out of this world. you know, like I'm not a genius of any sort, but I can tell you that a U.S. stockpile of crypto is good for all crypto investors around the world, and apparently only like 6% of crypto has been adopted all around the world. So
Yeah.
this like runway is very crazy. And then there's a finite amount, you know?
So it's
and then
only
what happens is also it's like you need these computers and these like you need the computers in the system to mine the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right? So now where are all these systems coming from? All these machines coming from? Nvidia, AMD.
Yeah.
So it's like even Tom Lee, who's a big time CMB strategist, is saying that he can see Nvidia 10x by 2030.
Yeah, which would be nuts, but
Which
hey,
would be
it could.
crazy.
But
I mean,
that would mean the hype
based
up
on
for
crypto,
AI.
like based
Yeah,
on crypto,
the
yeah.
hype for AI and all the spending, which you know would have something to do in there, would actually justify where it's at now because it's such a hype area now, and you know even to just bring it on the you said AMD, so even to just
Oh,
you know
I mean, yeah,
go on
earnings-
to AMD is
I mean,
tomorrow,
earnings,
and
who came out and said today? What was it? Barclays? You said?
oh yeah, they
that-
said it's overcorrected,
Overcooked, right?
Yeah,
It's
no,
overcooked.
overcorrected.
Yeah.
Like it's at the point now where hey, it was all the way up. Where was it at? 160.
No.
It's
I mean,
down
no.
1 to 144.
So like the 52-week high on AMD is $227.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I forgot.
50 $227.
That was July 5th, I think, 160. Yeah.
And it's $227. Right now, AMD's $141. And on the month is down 11% right now.
Which smart ball strategy? It's like, hey,
Yeah,
we're about to go into earnings. It's nice and down. Like,
Yo, like
we're gonna
if you
play it
start
up.
looking at those spreads after 145 on the call side for Friday, oh man, they get really, really sweet. And the best thing about it is that they report on a Tuesday. So
gives us some time.
It gives us some time, and it gives the options some time. And I'm telling you, I think AMD is going to be a really nice play.
Because AMD, you know, is in the chip sector. So with whatever AMD does, it's going to correlate with Nvidia and kind of semiconductor.
So when it comes to the semiconductors, right, who are the top two players, right? You have Nvidia, you have AMD.
Yeah.
These are the top two players, right? So now you have Nvidia, which is just making so much money in their data centers with their H100s, right? AMD is the runner-up. But the cool thing about AMD is that they're selling one of their top-selling products, which is the M1300X.
Yep.
That actually carries more memory than an NVIDIA's H100.
And it's
So-
the source for OpenAI, too. So
Yeah, so, you know,
Or
they
powers
kind of
OpenAI,
like they're
so,
kind of going
yeah.
back and forth. And then funny thing is, both of the CEOs are cousins. What kind of shit is that, right? Like,
it is wild, though, dog.
It's like, yo, like you got the chips in the family, like you're keeping it all tucked in, like that's a chip family.
Imagine them Christmas parties. Right? It's like,
Right? Literally, those Christmas parties got to be crazy. It's a chip party.
shit miss.
Yo.
But yeah, I mean, to even go on, like they've been beating the earnings the past 5 quarters. So it's like we can only think that they will again.
AMD's probably going to explode.
That they got
And
clipped the last one, even though they beat.
Yeah. But I mean, what happened to us the last time? We lost a ton of money because we didn't do our 70-30
70-30
strategy. We just
wow.
bet all on the calls, and then what happened? They got clapped. The puts went up crazy bananas,
Yep.
and we weren't in there.
I mean, honestly, we can justifyingly say that AMD is the cause of the 70-30.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
AMD is the cause of the 70-30, yeah. I lost a good amount of money. I think
Yeah.
I lost like $5,000 on that trade, and I think it was like 48 and change. And, yo, I did not like it. I did not like it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can have a decent amount of change and stuff like that, but anybody could tell you five racks is 5 racks.
Yeah.
You
Some
don't
people
wanna
wipe
lose
their
it.
ass with it. Some people wish they could even see it and hold it. So it's like,
Yeah.
Goes
I
both
like
ways.
saw it and hold it and fold it. But
Yeah, I mean, even what else here? They were projected to only sell 3.5 billion in chips, and last January they said that. Now they said last quarter is 4 billion.
yeah, no, I mean,
So it's like they're slowly
doing-
going up.
So like their data center revenue, right, is actually growing. Now this quarter recently, I just passed. They did $2.3 billion in the data center.
Damn.
Out of the $6 billion for the quarter that they made.
Wow.
So it's like you have $6 billion in revenue, and $2.3 billion of that is from the data centers. So it's
Damn.
like, I mean, they have a lot of room to grow. So does Nvidia. And then remember, these are also the two companies that are going to be backing up everything crypto. Everything crypto. You need any kind of mining system, mining machine, anything like that, AMD, Nvidia.
That's it.
So it's like,
And
it
they're
like goes
directly
hand in hand.
tied in. They're like best buddies
Yep,
with
like that.
Microsoft. Like it's like they're gonna ride up. Microsoft's like, yeah, it's cool. We'll let everyone else have Nvidia.
Yeah.
We're gonna take little brother
Microsoft
AMD.
is like, yeah, come over here. Like, we see
got
what you're doing.
Yeah, we got you.
It's
Get you for cheaper at a price too. You know, buy for everything.
I mean, there's deals everywhere. Like, you know,
Yep.
just how business is. You know what I mean? There has to be a leader, and then there has to be competitors. You know, me personally, I like to be from the outside in, because then you can see what the big guy is doing, and then you can see how you can work better on the things that the big guy is not doing.
It's like you always want to be the little dog in a way. It's like you never want to feel like you're all the way at the top, because then you can never learn. It's like even people like Apple and like Samsung, I read something before where they're like, you know, they're always keeping track of the other one. Like they always want to make sure that they're being able to have the best product, do things like that.
So I mean, so we're talking about earnings as well. We've touched on AMD. We've touched on Yield Max. What about Starbucks? Starbucks is weak sales, got clobbered.
Matcha latte, 2 blonde espresso shot.
Yeah, like the 52-week high is 107.66. It's currently down over a 6-month time frame. Is down 20%, and currently right now,
last earnings
it's sitting around $75, and it rallied maybe 1 or 2%.
Last earnings got clipped, went from like 88 to 70.
Yeah. It got straight torched. So now what do we do here, right? Starbucks is a pretty good business, legacy name. Everyone knows Starbucks, right? It's not no like surprise. Like if someone didn't know Starbucks, you'll probably look at them like, what are you
like Patrick
weird?
Star, literally.
Yeah. Like, what's going on? Like, where are you living at? Right? So it's a pretty good household name. They have stores everywhere. Just massive upside potential in the stock price,
especially
of
right
Starbucks.
now.
Massive upside potential. So it's like, I'm looking at Starbucks like, hey, I'm gonna start looking at the calls side. Of course, I'm gonna play my 70-30, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Starbucks bumps up over 80.
Because honestly, bro, it's getting
earnings.
like 10 to 15% close to like the 2020 lows. So it's like,
Yeah.
how much like lower? Like you gonna go even lower? Like, hey, we're gonna play it because
I mean, like the puts are cheap too. So it's like this week is a big week for earnings. There's gonna be a lot of winners, a lot of losers, but I guarantee you, I can tell you this: there's going to be a lot of swings.
Yep. And then the CEO did say they're entering a highly like competitive, or what do you say, highly challenged, environment. So that's why it went down, and you know, they had somebody else take a big stake in the company.
Yeah, but now the bar is lower.
So now the bar is super low.
So
it's
when
like
the bar is super low and they overperform,
smart ball.
Yeah.
All they got to do is just outperform a little bit because it's so low.
Stocks tend to fly.
Yeah.
Right. So now let's run into the VIX, right? Because everybody's like, VIX. What's the VIX? The VIX is the Volatility Index, right? It is a real-time index that represents the expectations for the relative strength of near-term price changes in the S&P 500. So it kind of generates a 30-day forward projection on the index, right? So right now the VIX is around a 17. So like, what does that mean? When the VIX is generally around 10 to 12, the markets are kind of cool, calm, and collected, right? When the VIX starts ticking up, there's a lot of sell-offs, right? And what's been happening? Last week was rally. Then the week before that was sell, right? So it kind of brings the VIX up. Anytime the VIX is high, the swings start to come in faster and faster. So if the VIX was, let's say, 17, 18, like the swings get a little more aggressive, the sell-offs gets a little more aggressive. Once the VIX gets 20, 25, 30, the swings start getting a little faster, and the sell-offs are a little more aggressive. So, I mean, the VIX, you know, something that started in 1993, it just measures the volatility in the S&P 500. Just wanted to throw that out there. The VIX is around 17, and it's going into a big earnings week. You're going to see a lot of names fly up and down. A lot of names fly up and down. If you happen to have some call spreads, some put credit spreads, some calls, some puts, however you structure it, which shout out to everyone in the Discord. We're going to give you the opportunity to structure anything that you want this week.
Because we don't
without signing up for any consulting.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, like, because we have it in there where, like, you know, you guys, even if you don't pay, you could still talk to us. There's still channels in there. And I revamped it all this weekend to really, like, give everyone free resources. Like, here's all the resources that everyone paid gets here. Mm-hmm. But there is certain things you're not going to get the full experience. But if you are a lifetime member or you do purchase a membership, you'll be able to request spreads. Like, hey, I want to do a spread on, I want to play SoFi, I want to play their earnings. Like, we'll design it for you. I think it's going to go up.
Well, let's talk about Meta, right? Let's talk about Meta, right? Meta is a pretty good company, right? I would say. Yep. Like, Meta right now, it's pretty much down 7.5% on the month, right? And right now it's trading around $466. The 52-week high is $542.70.
That's crazy,
right?
Bug.
So it's getting pretty much up there, right? So you say Meta's like $80 off. So now what do we do here? What is Meta? Where's Meta gonna go? Is it gonna go back towards the 52-week high, or is it gonna go under 400? I'm not a mind reader here, but you know, Meta's a pretty good business. A lot of good things going on.
Also got a meeting with Nvidia tonight, or they're doing a conference tonight. Zuckerberg and Jensen.
And chances are Zuckerberg's probably gonna do some sort of Nvidia purchase tonight, which is probably gonna boost up the stock during earnings, right? What Meta does really good is its ad sales. What investors in the street is really, what we're really worried about is the high cost in developing this AI business. So the cost on AI right now is that they're spending $40 billion in 2024 on AI. That's a lot of money to spend on AI. And that's cash money. That's not like it's like, hey, it's a loan. No. $40 billion that they're burning this year on AI. So people really want to see if they're starting to generate some money on the AI side, or if they put a cap to that spending. Because remember, this is the same thing that happened before when Meta went all the way down under $100. They were going crazy with this NFT world and everything like that, and they ended up crashing out. And you had Jim Cramer on CNBC crying and everything.
Crazy.
It was.
He was crying for
He
real?
was crying. Yeah. He was crying. Like, he started apologizing to investors and everything. And then what did it do? After they put a cap on that spending, stock
went up,
blew through the
roof.
roof.
It sounds like the risk of, like, and not even just them, like with everybody, even like Microsoft, the risk of under investing in AI is dramatically greater than like the risk of over investing. They're like, we'd rather overly invest in this, even if it's gonna hurt us in the short term.
Yes.
Than to be able to under invest in, and then later on be like, dang, like we didn't do enough.
No.
Look at these other companies that are ahead now.
Yep. So like that's essentially what's going on in a lot of these companies, is that they're over investing in AI because they don't want to get caught like later on down the road. But in the short term, a lot of times those stock prices tend to suffer just a little bit, because once the investors see all that high spending, they're like, oh, high spending. Like, it's like spending on something with no reward.
Yep.
Right? Like, in the short term, you're not really going to see the reward. In the long term, like, you know, like, you'll see the reward. It's just like this podcast, right? Like, what is it, like $25,000 to start up all in all so far? And it's like, hey, like, we're not making any money on it. But, like, you know what? We enjoy what we're doing. And
feel fulfilled in, like, doing this. Like, honestly, I feel great every week being like, yo, like, I'm able to just come here and talk to people and change. We've already changed a couple people's lives. Me and you get to shoot the shit and just, you know, sharpen our skills when
and
you
it's
come
like
down.
Long term,
trade.
I mean, long term is just, it's going to be very nice.
We're almost at 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is off of 10 episodes. It's like,
oh, I mean, we have
like crazy.
Yeah, like we have so many
much.
views and so many hours. We're literally almost we're literally almost close to monetization of the YouTube channels. And pretty much
we're like
25.
Actually, we're 25% of the way there, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. And
So
it's like,
that's
it's
pretty.
all solid stuff.
I looked this, like, I didn't look them up recently, but I remember seeing it takes people a while. You have to be really consistent. So that's all we're just being is consistent. Also,
like, we're here for the long run. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we like feel like we have a lot to offer, and we actually do.
Yeah.
And we actually know a lot about what we're talking about, and we know of a lot and a lot of a little bit as well. But
always learning,
you know, we're always learning. We're always reading, and we're always putting the money up on the options. So
Literally.
it's like, what can we do? We're gonna bet it. It's one thing you're gonna know about this podcast. We're betting it. We're betting it.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what's going on.
We're gonna show you
bet
too.
it.
We're gonna show you.
And
like,
we're gonna show you.
If we get knocked down, guess what? Like we're getting right back up.
Here, I lost 2,000. Look at this week.
Yeah.
I won 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever it is.
Yeah, yep.
But like, we're gonna show you the wins, the losses. We're gonna show you everything.
Meta is also a crazy stat. They're the only stock in the Magnificent Seven to not do a stock split.
I know.
It
It's
could be
true,
coming.
though.
It could be
It's
coming,
true.
dog.
It's like right now, right? If
Everybody's did a stock split who's been big.
exactly.
Well, not everybody,
so, like,
but it's
what
been
if
a lot.
Zuckerberg right now, right? What if Zuckerberg right now, right? He has the meeting, right? He has the meeting with ginseng, right? Spends billions of dollars buying up chips, and then announces a stock split. 52-week high.
Yeah, literally. Even not him, but on
Facebook
the call.
up 10%.
Literally on the call tomorrow, it could be, dog.
Facebook up 10%, and you'd be like, "What the hell happened?" It's like I was watching.
Well, Wednesday actually, yeah.
I was watching a Let's Save Together podcast, and they said, "Hey, if he buys the stuff from ginseng and."
Then they announce a stock split, it's gonna go up. Like when you will honestly, we'll be talking to you guys after the fact of Meta, but we're gonna be playing.
Oh, like
it.
if they like announce a stock split, we might have to.
And
go
I've
live
been
on
pretty
that.
good with it. I've been pretty I think I've been like 2 for 2 on when I said it. I said it for, who was it? Google, the
Google?
last quarter.
Google and Broadcom.
Oh yeah, and then Broadcom. Yeah.
No,
No.
and you actually 3 for 3. Google, Broadcom, and MicroStrategy.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, because
They
he was
announced
like,
it.
micro-
They announced
micro.
it. Yeah. They announced it before the earnings though. Like they just out of nowhere. He's like, yeah, just announced.
Nah, that's usually how it is, though.
But yeah, so
you know, sometimes
I'm not always right, but I got feelings and I express them. I express the suggestions or the opinions. I
Yeah,
got,
and
so.
then also when we have opinions, we express it with money. So it's like we put our money where our mouth is. So it's like a lot of people could be like, "Hey, do this," and "Hey, do that," but it's like, guys, ladies, we don't want to hear it. Show us what you're doing.
Like we watched a video of a guy talking about long-term leaps, and you know, guys, like you see, you know, when you're in Robinhood or anywhere, like you actually see the order. This guy had a Photoshop of an image, just with numbers on it, like not from a brokerage.
We don't want to see that.
Like,
we want to see.
I want to
the
see actual
account.
trade, like
we want to see the actual
number.
trade.
Like we
So-
just put in a long-term. I put in a long-term leap based off of your
Oh.
expression of Snapchat.
Well, I mean, Snapchat. Hey, let's go down this road if you want to go there. Snapchat is getting killed. It's at 1330.
Yep.
It's down like 30%. Snapchat typically has, usually the IV on Snapchat around earnings, usually 10 to 11%. And the crazy thing about Snapchat is that sometimes it likes to move 20, 30, 40% after earnings.
Yeah.
In either direction, which
Yep.
is absolutely
Which-
insane. Which we're 100% going to drop
Play
a
them.
trade
Yep. Well, just
on the Discord, in the Discord on Snapchat. Snapchat has been a stock for me that has made
Yeah, also
me
me
so
too.
much money and made
Definitely.
him money as well.
we have.
So
And
we
for-
have to play it. The options are super cheap. Options are cheap on Snapchat, Starbucks, AMD.
And even if some of these stocks get clipped, guess what? We're going to start putting long-term leaps in, which, if you don't know what that is, I'll give you the textbook definition to quote Tony here so that you know and we know what we're talking about.
It's true. It's true.
Leaps are publicly traded option contracts with expiration dates that are longer than 1 year.
Yeah,
Now,
12 months or better.
Now, granted, we might be talking about leaps that are like 8 months, 10 months, but we're still classifying them because they're still pretty long. Still a leap.
Those are midterm leaps.
Midterm.
It's that study for those midterm kids.
But, you know, giving you guys some, like, safe plays with the leaps because, hey, you know, people want to try to charge you $1,200, $1,500 a year just to try to tell you these. We want to just give it away for next to
Yeah,
nothing.
like in their financial jargon is garbage.
Which they don't even have financial degrees, which my friend here does. Bachelor's
Let's
of
not
Finance.
let's
Bachelor's
not
of
be like
Finance.
that. But the jargon has been pretty bad on some of these videos.
Yeah, I mean, we watch
that
other
we've been
people because
watching.
we like we just said with other companies.
We
like,
have to study people.
Yeah, we want to look at what other
Well-
people are doing so we can be like, hey, you know what? We don't really see them providing enough value and enough of the textbook definitions for things for people to understand.
honestly,
like we want to do that for people.
I mean, the Discord is up. We're still in the $24.99 phase. That's like super cheap compared to like everyone else that's charging 100, 200, 189, 179, 169
Yep.
a month. The Discord is gonna provide tremendous value because you're gonna be allowed to like chat with us and chat with other members in the group that are also investors, that are also Yield Max Crusaders.
We have
because-
$500,000 in Yield Max in this community officially with big T's like investment.
No, I think between you, Big T, and AP, it's $500,000.
Yeah.
We haven't really
even
tallied
explored
up
everybody else. That's
like
very
anyone
true,
else.
though.
But
Yeah.
just between 3 people, we have $500,000 in the Discord. That's in Yield Max.
Yep.
I mean, make a long story short, Yield Max Crusaders is a real thing. We're all about MVDY, MSTY. We're going to be buying it all year.
Literally.
Next year, the year after that.
Monthly income streams.
Yeah, like
man.
as long as Jay is still alive, we're going to be buying it.
Forever.
Well, yeah, Yield Max is alive. Sorry,
Yo.
Jay. But
Please both stay alive.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Yield Max is cool. We love Yield Max.
A lot of people have found us because of Yield Max, honestly.
I mean, Retire on Dividends does great with Yield Max. I love
Yeah.
all his explanations. He even grades the trades sometimes. I'm like, oh man,
He just
he's getting down on their neck right there.
last Friday he posted a video. He breaks down NVDY and Coney and MSTY. So I watch those, of course, and he was like, the MSTY trades, like he was going through them.
Nah,
and
no,
he's
I
like,
know,
he's
I've
like
seen
the
it.
fund manager for MSTY needs to come in the office tomorrow with a poop head emoji. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah.
No. I mean, listen. Like when you're implementing all these strategies and stuff like that, it's easy to watch from the outside looking in.
Oh, 100%.
But like when you're on the field doing the work, it's a little more.
Not going to
it's a
be
little more
perfect
to
with
it.
every trade, so
Nah.
nobody's perfect, but you're still going to get graded by Retire on Dividends.
Oh yeah.
nonetheless.
We're like definitely gonna grade you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's
We'll grade it too, but
like Yield Max has been like such a great hope for us, and it's been like just a great monthly income strategy, and like a lot of people in our community gravitate towards Yield Max.
Getting
Yield
our
Max
friends
is-
on it, yep.
Yeah. I mean, we have friends, we have family, us. Like Yield Max is really a good thing.
And if you join our Discord, we're going to tell you literally in the resources what Yield Max is for free.
Like
You don't even
like
have
in
to
that
pay.
Discord, even if you signed up for free and didn't pay the monthly fee,
You're still
you
gonna
can still
find
get
out.
all the resources.
Imagine
and stuff.
this is such
so
a-
like definitely encourage you
Yep.
to go sign up for the Discord.
This is such a simpler way to explain it. Of like, Tony is going to give you more of the jargon, but Yield Max is essentially us paying other people to option trade for us. So
Yeah.
we don't have to do it. And then they're paying us monthly. They're making more than us, but they're paying us based off of what they make monthly.
It's true. I mean,
We just get
hey,
to chill back.
I mean, they're gonna make their money. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to understand what Yield Max is. It's a fund. It's a yield fund, right? So the money that they're gonna pay out per share is money that comes directly out the fund, which is the stock price, right? So if the stock price is $28 and the per share distribution is $2, they're gonna give you that $2, and that stock price is gonna go from 28 to 26 overnight, which is why you get the drop.
Yep.
So just to let you know that, and then also a key note for that as well, at the end of the year, Yield Max has to pay out 90% of the fund in order to keep their tax advantages. So first week of December, that distribution is going to be massive, and it's also going to be the best time to buy Yield Max. So if you haven't bought it yet, you can still buy it, but the closer it gets to December, you might just have to wait until that distribution in December is paid out, because that'll probably be the lowest point at which you can buy the Yield Max shares.
And even just take it slow, build it up. You could take the time now to just kind of build your
$10
nest egg.
a week,
Take-
$20 a week,
look at it
$50
for
a
a
week,
year.
doesn't
Hey,
matter.
look at it for a year. I got like 15, 20 grand in Yield
Something's
Max. You
better
can see
than
yourself, and then you're getting like $2,000 a month when
Yeah,
you're just
something's better than nothing.
yeah. It's just like with anything in life. Start it small, go big. If you try to think of how big it is, you're gonna get intimidated. Start it small, build it brick by brick, and it's good, So I think that pretty much wraps up, man.
Yeah, and
Of
then-
like we got earnings coming up. You guys are gonna see in the Discord what we did with AMD, what we did with Starbucks. If you want to request anything, just join.
Meta,
Let us know what's up.
Snapchat.
Oh, Meta on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, Snapchat,
Trust
yeah.
me. Wednesday we're gonna go.
Oh,
in,
like
but
I'm playing
Thursday?
Riot. Like
Oh,
I'm playing Riot. Like I got $10 calls for Friday.
Thursday
so
is gonna be wicked.
run into the fire if you
Oh
want
my
with
gosh,
me. $10
yeah.
calls for Riot.
Yo.
We're running. If Riot performs, that $10 call is gonna explode.
Crazy, dog. Yeah, Thursday on them Friday options is going to be nuts. There's so many big names, bro.
Yeah, so everyone, if you haven't signed up for the Discord, look into it, and then we're actually gonna have some consultant things up. So if you guys need to chat with us via phone or via Zoom, we're gonna have that option available for you too. It's very
we'll
very
deep dive into
very
anything
very
for
low
you.
price, lower than our peers as well. And this is episode 10. Let's save together.
Peace.